Hello, and welcome everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land to our newest session of Mingled Dreams. Yes, I started naming all of my games because, reasons. Anyways, before we jump into the action, as per usual, we have a few short announcements we have to make and go over. The first of which is you should be following the Twitch channel, maybe even subscribing to it, but you should definitely be subscribing to the YouTube channel as well. Give a like on the videos you're watching, comment on it. It helps the algorithm pick it up so we can share more of this living universe and world with more people across it. In addition to that, if you are interested in joining our games, consider joining our Patreon. Link to that is in our bio and descriptions down below. In joining that, you have first come, first serve to any of our pay-to-play games, in which case you'll be able to participate in this living world like everybody else. Doesn't that sound like fun? It is fun. That's why everybody's here right now. It's a pitch shift. Oh, okay. But I believe that's going to be everything from my promotional standpoint. So, I believe this is the screen we're supposed to be at. No, this is the screen we're supposed to be at. Ha! So, why don't you tell us what happened last session, Ein?
Whoops, forgot about double muting. Let's see. Previously, we arrived at a certain dilapidated place with an ominous statue that we all ended up just sitting there and staring, except for Kill, who does the explorer kind of thing, which is talk to the statue in some language that most of us don't understand, that caused a noise to happen where it seems to be like we opened up a trap door going underground. And so, after much consideration, all of us proceeded to go down there with a few preparations, with rope and light sources and whatnot, because we are very prepared, kind of. In a loose kind of term, at least. And so, as we make our way down there, we found ourselves in like a crypt. Is that the word? Kind of. Where there's a lot of ancient sarcophagus, and overall, it's very rundown and old. As Kale scouts forward, he ended up peeking into certain cracks that should not be named, and thing that we can roughly at least describe it as popped out. Monkey-like in form and carrying some ominous weapons while screaming bloodlust. We ended up in a fight with it. It was a little bit of a struggle as we take it down, and we explored the whole area more, and found ourselves the first time some treasures with our first exposure of augmentations, at least. Well, we tried to go in the easy way out, trying to dig our way through the walls, and ended up being another caved in. So we ended up having to backtrack to the very safe OSHA compliance bridge that we decided to cross back in order to make our way to where Kale had originally told us the entrance to the ruins were at. After a long sleep and some dangerous acrobatics with worn down rope, a harness, and flying needle tin to our deaths, we arrived at the entrance to the ruins, and we, if I remember right, that's where we ended our session last time.
Yes, right before you all ventured down there. Now, as you have reached the crossroads between the eyes of the lake, you all begin descending down this system of tied ropes deep into this standing plateau high above the crashing waters of this magnificent gulf that you guys find yourselves in. It's damp in here. You can feel the moisture almost attaching to the outside of your clothing and skin. You keep descending down, crawling one by one. I would like to know marching order, please. As a heads up, I have to NPC 2 people here. So you all tell me what they are doing. I do not make them do anything. To make it easier, I'll put Rorik in charge, or Kael in charge of Rorik, and Ein, you're in charge of Darius.
Yeah, since in marching order, he's usually behind me.
Yep.
And Kayal will go first and Rurik just behind.
Alrighty. So?
Or maybe Arite will go behind, I don't know.
Yeah, it should be Arite and then Rurik behind him.
Yeah, I'm trying to just be sort of in the middle. Okay, there is no middle, just from back. That's fine.
Well, that would mean you're the middle one down, then.
It also works.
Yeah. Alrighty. One by one, you descend all the way down. You travel to below the surface of the water. Hey, Logger, how you doing? As you go down this far, it's kind of a odd sensation for many of you that have never been dungeon diving before. The feeling of claustrophobia may sit in at any point in time during this venture.
Is it like the previous one? Damp and horrible smelling like mold?
No, it's much more clear than that down here. In fact, it's almost odd how clear everything is and how unscathed these walls are. This tunnel-like system that you are traversing down does not seem to get in the way of aging at any point in time. It's very thick. The stones themselves are smooth, solid, unscathed. And Kael, after about 5 minutes of climbing or so, you finally make it to the bottom. Give me 1 second so I can bring you over to the map.
Is the architecture of the place similar to the one we were before?
Very similar, yes.
Okay.
I know none of you can see right now.
I have no dark vision.
I would give you the stone as I usually do.
As you land first, Kael, you step onto very smooth, solid surface stone. And you look right in front of you. There appears to be a small set of stairs, maybe 4 or 5 of them, that you traverse downwards. And you look forward at this gorgeous looking ancient room. The tiles are 2 distinct colors in a very odd pattern that you haven't seen before outside of noble homes and noble estates. There appears to be 5 different standing podiums, some of which in different states of decay or different states of treatment over the ages, but none of them are ruined or terribly damaged in any way. You can see on either side of you there are sconces with torches currently in them, though the torches are unlit, and under the left sconce, the one on your left-hand side, you can see that there is a pile of ancient scrolls and tomes. And who was next down the marching order? Arite?
Yeah.
I believe so.
And then it was Darius.
Rurik, and then Mickey.
Warwick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep thinking to my Rorik from the old Friday game.
Me too. 4, 5. Who am I missing here? Who can't see yet?
Me.
Ian's who I'm missing here. Okay.
I can see.
There you go. Yes, I see you measuring Kyle. Is there a problem?
No. I was just assessing the range of the room, but because you know that I'm not comfortable with Imperial system, so I had to do my calculation.
That is fair.
He's a
That is fair.
rogue. He's a rogue, Jero. He has to find hiding spots.
What is in the middle of the room? The point that blocks the site. It's one of the hotel.
Yes, it is one of the podiums, but this one is
Okay.
far larger than the others. I've resized the dynamic lighting so you can see the edges around it.
Okay.
Also, I'm just going to give you control over Rorik's token, not his character sheet.
Mhm.
Give me a second. You are Kyle. Yeah, this is just going to make it a hell of a lot easier. I can control their sheets and everything, but
You can control the movement. Okay.
yeah,
That-
you have test dummies. Darius is going to you, Ein, so go ahead. But yeah. All of you look forward and see this very old single room in this location. Feel free to venture about if you would like.
I would like. Is there any recognizable pattern, or is just like a chessboard kind of stuff on the floor? Like you mentioned the floor patterns. Is it something that is interpretable, or is just chessboard?
It is fairly distinct. Give me an investigation, please. $19. So it does appear to be a pattern. One that resembles that kind of like a checkers board. But there's nothing that stands out beyond that to you.
Can I try to check a black and a white stone to figure out if there is any kind of trap? Because I'm not venturing into a room without checking the trap. Not this one.
Go ahead and roll an investigation. To investigate each step, it's going to take you roughly 45 minutes to just walk up to the first podium.
Oh, it's not each step. It's just like checking one black and one white to figure out if one of them are like usually trap or not. Just like the two in front of me.
The whole map just turned black for me.
Same.
The whole map is black?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I just went all black.
Okay. Did you all get switched over to a different map?
Yes.
And back.
Yeah.
Can you
That's it.
see?
Yeah.
Yep.
That was weird. That was very weird. I'll look into it. So, everybody, yeah.
Checking for the two, like first one to figure out if there is any kind of difference, like a don't step over the white stone kind of shit.
Okay, I gotcha. As far as you can tell, there's no very clear-cut difference between them. It's actually kind of like it's a floor.
Okay.
As strange as that may sound.
Start walking around the room, not touching anything, and trying to see if anything burn out. And I will just lit one torch so that the people who don't see can see.
Okay. You light your own torch?
No, I'm lighting the torch that is in the room.
One of the sconces.
Yes,
Question, which one?
this one, the left one,
The left one.
the one I'm picking.
As you step forward and you take out your tinder box, just the torch immediately brightens with a shining light very quickly. That almost sputters for a few intervals before settling at a very kind hue, a glow.
Okay. And so you said like the scrolls and stuff were on the left podium, like this one.
No, it's right underneath it, kind of on the floor, like
Okay.
how the map looks.
Yeah, okay. I would like to cast Mage Hand and start picking up some stuff,
Okay.
staying a bit away from it.
The moment the mage hand picks up one of the scrolls, it kind of cracks and breaks, crumbling apart.
Okay.
Huh, that ain't good.
Looks like they've rotten.
Sold.
So that's one of them that is severely damaged. Okay.
One of you know how to mend old paper and figure out what other it is? I don't want everything turned to dust if I touch it.
I mean, oh yeah, I forgot to ask Zero. Like,
Yeah.
since we leveled up in front of the entrance, do new spells count? Or...
Yeah, you can have them. I'm not that much of a
Yeah,
dick.
okay. Just double checking. Would mending even work on this?
If you could find all of the dust particles,
Yeah, never mind.
yeah.
But maybe mending would work on the one that I haven't touched yet.
Best I can
Then,
say is
but-
worth a shot.
Yeah, I don't know if it works on aging damage, but I guess could try.
And I would also ask Darius if he would mind using a detect magic in the area.
And he will. Inside of this terrain, there does appear to be little bits of magic nearby. I'll have him roll a perception check. No matter what, he'll see a little bit of it, but not all of it. 3.
He sees a very little of it.
So, as you've asked him, he looks over at you. A couple of those scrolls over there do have bits of magic coming from that area. And the torch that you lit is also magical.
Maybe lighting up the room would do something. Although I don't know if it would be a good idea.
Seems that there is 3 torches. Before we light them all, if it needs to trigger something, we should check all the room, just in case we don't stumble upon something that we don't want to.
Can I do a once overlook at the podium to see if there's any interesting markings or whatnot?
Which podium? There's 5.
The one right in front, the big.
The big ass one in the middle of everything?
Yeah.
Okay. You go over to that podium. Go ahead and roll me an investigation. Also, everybody walk to a different section of the room that you wish to investigate. And do it.
Investigation. Come on, don't give me a 10 like last time. Hey, 18.
18's not bad at all. I'm waiting for everybody else to go where they're going and to tell me that they are going to be looking and to iterate that they have rolled their investigations.
Yeah, I'll be looking in the corner I'm in. And
There we go.
Yeah, how look at this. The
Stop
upper,
copying, Win.
the upper right one for me now. Wizard does good intelligence.
Damn. Nice.
Wizard smort. Right, 1 second.
Would you say that Rurik is the investigation kind?
You can ask him to do it if you want him to. That's what I'll say. Same with Darius.
I mean, he's old enough to care.
Yeah, but he's more caring about us than what we're looking for.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that Darius would just end up helping Arite for things.
Alrighty.
Oh, either that or keeping a lookout in case there's anything trying to creep up on us.
Yeah, he's like the caretaker, kind of.
Alright.
Rurik would be on his guard also, I think.
Sure. So, let's start with the first one who rolled. Ein. This middle podium appears to have a very ancient script written across it with a few visual aspects that coincide with the language. What languages do you speak? Also, somebody mute yourself. I don't want to hear your TV while we're playing.
Let's see. Common, Draconic, Elvish, Giant.
Common, what?
Draconic, Elvish, and Giant.
Okay. It has a similar script to Giant, but you don't understand the language. As you look across it, some of the depictions are that of a graceful hand kind of stretching forward, offering to somebody. Hello, Wood Elf. And many people dipping their heads into the hand and pulling it out from inside of it. Everyone seems to be like moving across that terrain of sorts and just interacting with that larger individual, offering their hands down like a pool for them to dip their heads into. The sentence on the front of it is the only area that exists. And it seems like a fairly long sentence, but at the same time, it could just be long-winded languages. I mean, some languages are very long-winded.
Yeah, especially ancient languages.
Arite, as you walk over towards that podium, you notice it's already pulled to the side a lot. And there appears to be some stairs that go even deeper down into a location. I don't know how you all missed that visual aspect of this area, but that is how it is. When you look at the podium itself, there does appear to be a couple of words written upon it. What languages do you speak, Arite?
I speak Common, Draconic, Undercommon, and Zorhasian.
You don't recognize the language at all. But yeah,
Already.
there is a sentence on the front. There is a visual depiction of this larger, beautiful-looking creature keeping a close watch over a congregation of individuals.
Am I able to make out what the creature looks like?
Large feather scripted wings, far larger than what is depicted as the other individuals, which might be a comparison between humanoid and it. What appears to be very long hair in an ostentatious design. But again, this is chiseled into the stonework. It's not really that detailed.
Yeah.
So that's what you discover. McKeat on a 23. As you're looking over this one, you look at the scripture, and again, I ask you the same question. Languages.
Common, Draconic, Elvis, Infernal.
Wonderful. Yeah, it does not match any scripts that you know, unfortunately. But there is some writing on the top of this one, and what appears to be a sizable print of a hand that can be pressed into the stone. You kind of have to like dust away a little bit of the old settled dust, but yeah, that looks like a hand mark. Again, you can't read it though. Kyle, unfortunately, on a 10, you do notice that there is writing on the side. What languages do you speak?
Abyssal, Common, Elvish, and the Zoroastrian, and the other weird one.
What other weird one?
Like the one you gave me. Like...
Oh, that one. Okay. This is actually an abyssal script.
Can I read it?
Or yeah, I
does it-
suppose you can read it. Yeah, you know how to read abyssal. It speaks of the lies of the false ones hide the truth of the true king. The one who guides, the one who feeds, the one who sees, and the one who touches us.
Do you mind repeating it so I can write it down?
Sure. More or less, it says someone's lying and this one's telling the truth, and this is the true king. Some type of altar to a true king.
Okay. I am now looking back to the others and just saying, anyone care to take a bit of a risk? Think I've got something on mine that activates something.
I found some scripture here. What on your side, guys?
I mean, there's an interesting mural here with some script reminding me of giant language, but probably not.
Yeah, I've got script, can't read it. Only sort of can't comprehend languages. But there's also space where you could just place your hand down in a handprint. Might end up doing something once I get rid of all the dust.
So, two things. Can I check now that I know it if there is also an end on the top of this one?
Can you say that again?
Now that Mickey told me that there is an end, can I try to see on this this one if there's also an end? Now that I know where to look for.
Sure, yeah. If they all point it out to you, This one speaks. 1 second. I want to make sure I get the right one. There's a word that appears to be chiseled out, as if it was removed deliberately. And unfortunately, you just can't make that out. However, the script here speaks of blank gave us breath and gave us water so that we did not have to drown under the weight of the others. Got that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would probably point out the script over by me as well.
Awesome. Kyle, as you go over there and read that script, again, the first name is chiseled out. Really fucking annoying. Blank showed us the truth of the universe, showed us the path hidden by the true betrayer.
Suppose there's a chance you'll want to translate mine as well. Do you, Kale?
Yeah. I do.
I think he's taking notes.
Yes, I'm taking notes.
You sound like you are taking notes. So, you go ahead on over there. Sorry, I have to adjust my gain. Apparently, I was peaking pretty hard. Sorry about that, everybody. If there was any headphone warning, that should have been there. Huh. Okay. You go over to McKeith's. Yeah, go for it. You go over to McKeith's. And this one is a little different in pattern, though it is the same abyssal script. Reach out to blank so that he may come and he may guide. Touch forth and he will touch you back.
Repeat the last sentence. Touch force.
Touch forth so that he may touch back.
No touchy that one then.
Oh, come on. You had such a great idea.
When you touch the abyss touches you.
And one thing I would like to remind everybody is that the abyss is, or abyssal and the abyss is nothing like from that other thing.
Alright.
Though, unless you are specifically educated and put into your backstory that you have comprehension about the abyss, you know nothing about it.
Figured I probably only know it in passing. I went to the Lycum, but I didn't study it.
Can I check the last podium?
Sure, give me an investigation. Do. 12. This one appears to have some writing on it. 1 second, I have to make sure I have the right one of the 5. The scent of lies wafts deeply towards us all. That's all
Sort
you
of
can
like-
read.
What?
The scent of lies lofts deeply towards us all.
I don't get this verb. What's the verb? Verb toward us, or what is the verb? Can you write it down? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What?
Wafting is kind of like scooping, like you smell some really good food, you waft towards yourself, smelling it.
Okay.
Sorry, I have to keep remembering English is not your first language.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. You're good. It makes me have to be smarter, which is difficult for someone who English is their first language.
English, motherfucker.
Who's speaking? Yep.
You know, with all the shenanigans about kings, is there like any markings that look kind of similar to as the same as the blooded markings on the boot that was left ashore?
There's no such tracks or markings that you've seen on a cursory glance, though you are welcome to roll me a survival check if that is what you are really interested in.
Just curious if they're talking about the one king. Survival, that's a 13.
So, surprisingly, there is disturbance all around here from where your allies have been walking. And then there appears to be a little bit more disturbance over by that staircase that's already open.
Well, everyone, Kale, I assume once you finish taking your notes, seems like there's a lot of activity of something scurrying down there. As she points towards where Arite is. Although honestly, the information up top is probably, we can probably get back to it in a little bit.
Seems like a riddle.
Probably, but seems like the ones that went downstairs already solved it for us. If not, the exit would have not been open. Unless there's something else going on in this room.
Oh, there is that handprint that lets the blank touch you.
Is it the same handprint on all the podiums?
No, just that one.
Okay.
Welcome back.
So you guys want to add further?
Well, from my eyes, I think that's the only way to go. Because so far, I haven't seen anything marking us towards something, a secret or whatnot. Well, then again, I'm not used to going undergrounds like this after all, so I'm not too sure about it.
I don't want to make you guys lose your time, but I think that Darius mentioned that those torches were magical. I don't know if they're just magical because they can light up very easily, or if they are because they trigger something. And he also mentioned some stuff magical within the pile of scrolls, but I'm not sure. We should look into those. I'm afraid to break some valuable piece of history and archaeological knowledge.
Well, I don't think anything can be helped with the scrolls since fragile things break down too easily with time.
Yeah, though. Well, magical item tends to. Is it true? So in your world, Zero, that magical items tend to resist stronger to the age and the alteration of time, being like basically unbreakable and stuff like that.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
23. Okay. Multi-part answer, as your character understands it. Keep in mind that this does not mean it is the rule of law of nature. This is just as your character understands it. Magic, in and of itself, is a creation that is far more durable than the mundane. However, indestructible, no. Magic can be siphoned, looted, can be transferred, and can drift away over time. One thing that many minor magical aspects lose over time is their potency or even their connection to the objects that they're in. The more powerful the magic, the more durable it is. However, just for instance, the safety dome that everybody likes to cast as soon as they have 3rd level spell slots, it is incredibly durable. However, as it's only 3rd level magic, it's not indestructible from brute force. That's just one instance. But age can remove the potency of magic if it wasn't powerful enough. The out-of-game mechanic that I use to subscribe is the only way to damage magic is for each level the magic represents. It needs to suffer a minimum of 10 damage before it even starts to get harmed.
Okay.
So over 100 years, it might suffer 1 point of environmental damage.
Okay.
So, yeah.
How old is the Calamity, as far as I know, is my...
The Calamity is... Good question. I can actually get you the exact number if you give me 3 minutes or so. Just roleplay amongst yourselves while I'm filtering that out, because it's very important that I give you the exact number.
And it's something that the KL would definitely know.
Absolutely, you would. Yeah. That reminds me. I have to edit this. Okay.
Oh shit.
Well, if there is some magical stuff within this pile of scrolls and books, it might be more resistant to anything else. We might any kind of other scrolls right now. So if we look into this and we find some that have been resisting from the ages, then it would be probable that it owes some kind of magic. And I tend to remember that wizards like scrolls, and I wink at Mikut.
You can get them and bring them to me.
Well, could always ask Darius to help to assist you while you dig in through those scroll piles. His eyes are quite special after all.
That is actually probably one of the greatest ideas of the day.
So, you asked about which one? Which major historical event?
The Calamity.
Calamity, thank you. There's multiple, so I have to make sure we're doing the right one. The Calamity happened roughly about... You're currently at 1641, so that would be around 1800 years ago.
Zero, maybe, so we can have this access to this information a bit more easily. If you have some kind of handout of everything that KL know historically wise and on the history and the...
It's impossible for me to give you that.
Okay.
Did you say 800 or 1800?
1800, roughly. 1,800 years ago. The exact date of the calamity is unknown, but current modern day is 1641. This is the year 1641. They stopped scaling post-calamity. That is the new era that all of you belong in, is post-calamity. The calamity is an event that occurred over the course of about 150, 200 years or so.
And the Age of Arcana was just before that.
The Age of Arcana was right before that. They
Okay.
overlap slightly between one another, but the exact dates are unknown. And the thing is, you don't know everything about the calamity.
Oh, no, I
You
don't.
just as it comes up, I will tell you things that you know if you inquire, if I think that you would know it.
Okay. So what I would like to do is go through this pile with the help of the detect magic of Darius,
Alrighty.
and try to find the items, with or without Ness, that are magical within the pile.
Guidance. I remember it this time.
Go ahead and give me your investigation. You are being assisted by guidance.
And there he is.
Well, I mean, he already has advantage. It's pointless to add anything else.
Oh, that's true. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, he has advantage all the time because, fair.
Thanks, Matt Mercer.
Yeah. Halflings, I have advantage against fear. Very specific situation. Elves, advantage on investigations. Oh,
Right.
great.
Use your specialize.
I mean, hey, that just gives me one more reason to hate elves. That's
You're welcome.
Sorry, if you want me
You
to,
need a reason to hate elves?
well,
I
more.
was just gonna
More.
say that.
if you're not comfortable with this video, I can get rid of it.
No, you're good. You're good.
Nah,
I like complaining about shit. That's all it is. I don't actually care that much. You guys being able to find the Easter eggs I leave in the world is actually kind of exciting. Compared to how many times I have to end a session, stare at the screen, and go, they know nothing. Because they rolled like shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fair. But anyways, looking through the pile, give me a sleight of hand check, Kyle, to see how ginger you can be with all of this.
In general, I'm quite good at that.
17. That's enough to not immediately destroy everything. As you're picking up some of the pages and everything, and you start showing them over towards, the fuck's his name?
Darius.
Darius. Sorry, hasn't been here enough for me to actually know his name. Just, Darius keeps telling you, well, that's not magical, that's not magical, that's not magical. And as you get underneath the pile, it turns out that none of these scrolls are actually magical or magical anymore. In fact, they're all beginning to crumble to dust very easily. The magic he senses is actually the dust on the floor. There's these little sparkly bits of dust littering around this location and area, which is the only sense of magic that he's picking up.
Is it the dust that come from the scroll that are turned to dust?
Nope.
Okay.
It is dust that has been here far longer.
Okay. I like to pick up some of the dust and in what should I put it? And rip out a piece of clothes and make a little pouch of it and put the dust into the pouch.
Okay. Give me a survival check. Let's see how much of it you actually get. 15. You pick up about, I'd say, half a pound of this dust, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. So,
That is a lot of dust.
it's a pretty large room.
I mean, he's scooping it up after all.
Yeah, just
And I like
scoop and drop.
and I'd like to show the dust to make it to see if it rings a bell from him.
Sure. Makit, roll me a Arcana or History check. Your call.
I've got the same modifier for both. Very good.
Okay. This is actually something that you would have been the only person in this party capable of knowing what it is, as this dust was created in Taldore. This is residuum dust. It is specifically crafted in Whitestone. The specific recipe to making it is only known by many of the researchers that are appointed by Whitestone. They do not allow that secret to leak outwards towards the rest of the world. And it is meant to be a consistent conduit of magic that can either amplify the potential of the magic you are casting or be the replacing factor of expensive components a caster would need for their spells. I.e., if you try third level spell, Revivify. If you try revivifying somebody and you have this dust, it can replace the value of the diamonds. And instead it consumes the dust.
Holy crap, that stuff is super valuable.
It is super valuable. By your estimate, Kael, I gave you half a pound of dust. You have roughly 600 gold worth of residuum.
My shit!
Residuum dust. Keep in mind.
All right, I'll put it in party loot because I'm not keeping a 600 gold stuff.
2 revives.
Well, somebody needs the spell for... Oh, Ein. That's right, this group has a cleric. I'm so excited.
Yeah, you can die twice. Now who wants to be first?
Knowing me, it's probably gonna be me.
All right.
Right, but none of us are shadows. We can't die twice.
Hey.
I've added it into the
Party loot.
party loot under Mystic Valuables.
Cool.
Awesome. Sounds good to me.
We are fucking rich, man.
You know,
yeah.
dungeon diving actually is profitable sometimes, everyone.
I
Wow.
don't know. I never went dungeon diving. Hey.
This is the third dungeon I've been in Jiro's games.
And
The other two resulted in party deaths.
not you, though. You never died in a dungeon.
Yeah, we did.
Not you.
I never died.
Well, the
period.
TPK. The TPK doesn't count.
I never died, period.
Yeah, true.
I've been in one dungeon with Jero and I've died in it.
And you guys chose
This is my
campaign.
This is my first game with Jero. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, shut up, Mika. You've been here longest.
All right. And because I don't want to leave this room with anything unchecked, because it's what my character does, would I know anything about the magic in those torch? And I would also ask the help of Mickey to investigate it, because I want you to interact with me.
Guidance.
Do you want to ask that question again? Because I only half listened, in all honesty.
Oh, okay. I just want to check and ask Mickey to help me the torch to know anything about it. Is it like, because they are kind of magical, apparently, but is it just like magical light or magical link to anything else?
Oh, that'll be an Arcana check. If you're being assisted, then you have advantage. If not, both of you could roll an Arcana check, and one of you has guidance.
I live. Fuck. Wait.
Well,
I live. Make it what is.
woohoo!
Guidance. Take your 1d4.
Oh no, my guidance was wasted. Guidance. Oh, that is not bad. 25.
Beautiful.
Mikit,
Wait, were you not assisting me? You rolled your own.
ha! Apparently he wasn't assisting you. All right,
Oh.
11.
Kale.
Who is roll 20?
11. That appears to be a torch.
God damn it, Kale.
As beautiful as fire is, fire not magic, fire hurt.
Fire
Oh.
only somewhat hurt Tiefling.
True, fire hurt Kyle more than Tiefling.
Ouch! That hurts.
I mean, there's a limit to curiosity and sticking your hand into an open flame, but
Let's
I
get
mean,
moving
if you
then.
really want to know, the easiest way is to just light it all up after all.
You want to do that? I'm 100% with that, but I don't want to risk your lives.
Honestly, we should just check downstairs first before lighting it.
Agreed. Let's go.
Alrighty. You light the other torches?
Seems like everyone wants to go downstairs.
I like
We'll-
going stairs that are down.
We'll light it later when we're hurt and
On
bloody.
our way back.
Same marching order as before, I believe. Is that fine?
Indeed.
I'm
Alright.
ready.
So we have Kyle in the front. We have
Arite.
Arite right beside him.
And then Rorik behind them.
Warwick behind them.
Mikit behind Rorik.
Yep.
And me second last, and Darius will be behind me.
Alrighty. As you all travel down the winding stairs, you go for about 100 feet or so before landing on a solid set of stairs and looking forward at the scene presented to you all here. The floor itself is lined with divots, though the same type of textured tiles up top. Each of these stones have 9 total little holes in them that protrude upwards very slightly. Out in front of you, there appears to be a statue standing on top of a heightened podium, roughly about 10 feet tall or so, arms stretched forward, grazing out. And on either side of that statue, there appears to be 2 tables pushed back about 10 feet away from it, each of which seem to have something scribed on the top of them, but you can't make out the tops from this angle. All of you are currently on top of stairs, not on the floor yet. Go ahead.
I'd like to cast Mage Hand and try to push on a square far away from me, like this one. Use Mage Hand to push on it to see its
Mage Hand can supply up to 10 pounds of pressure. All you see is darkness. Can none of you see?
I can see.
Oh, Ian, I didn't put you down. That's why.
Re-
God damn it, Ian. There you go.
And I should have made a more confusing name.
No, I'm happy I'm done with those games. So, your hand pushes down over there. Roll me a perception check. $17. The hand pushes with as much might as it possesses, and that tile, this one, correct?
Yeah.
Does give slightly, but not enough that the naked eye would notice.
mean, if you tell me about it, I can add in my mage hand.
This screams pressure plate. Take it, you're good with gravity and weight and stuff.
Very true.
Can you try to? Have you any kind of trick or stuff that could like simulate someone walking on those and instantly dying because they pushed on the pressure plate?
Well, I could try something like that. Understand there's only one thing at a time. And then you'd probably have to be using your mage hand to carry in if you're still able to afterwards.
I mean, could always use an item and just press down with it. Should generate more force.
Yeah, but if it's gas, I don't want to be in the direct area.
Well, like I said earlier, we can try using 2 mage hands, and that's 20 pounds of force.
Let's do it. You're right.
All right.
I mean,
Mage hand, push.
Yep.
Same tile, the same one that you discerned over there.
Mhm.
Yep.
To make this easier, I'm actually going to give you both a hand.
The DM is giving me an hand.
sensible chuckle.
Eventually I'm gonna have to like learn Big B's hand now.
Luckily, I already have a character sheet for that one. Kyle, you should be able to control that hand, correct?
Yes.
And just so we can see the difference between the two hands, I'll give the cool one to Makit.
It's always your favorite.
You should be able to control it, Makit.
Yep.
Awesome. Put your hand where it is pressuring so that I can see.
I mean, if they're both doing the same thing, they'd be right on top of each other.
Alrighty. The two hands grip over on top of one another and have a ghost moment as they push down aggressively on the tile. And with 10 pounds of pressure coming from each one, 20 pounds of pressure, you watch as the tile pushes inwards slightly. And as you hear that, you all listen to a very loud and I will tell you what is happening when we come back, everyone. So, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Such a cliffhanger.